Hello everybody, let's have a look at OMI, or OMI for those who like to call it OMI. So yeah, let's have a look at whatever it's called. So this has been a surprising, we'll call it a shitcoin, but I know it's not, but that's what we'll call it because it is. It's been one of those surprising buys so far. Back in the last crash, so we were watching this die basically, waiting for an opportunity to buy. Had a nice big pump up, and then we bought it somewhere around the 0.3 of a cent zone. We being me, obviously, and then we pushed up to this top level again, which is just short of half a cent, and came back down. And finally, when we reclaimed the half a cent zone, it ended up being a very strong support. We retested that just a few days back as well. So this area now, I would easily call like a consolidation stroke accumulation, but it's more of a consolidation because it's bullish. We've not had any kind of negative crosses take place, really, not really from the daily time frames. And what we're doing really is playing this range all the way down from the bottom here to the top over here, which is a 50% range. That's the sort of thing you'd expect to see from your average accumulation zone, and that's actually quite conservative. We've got a descending trend line over here as well, which pushes us just below the daily Bollinger Band. That'll probably take a few more days, and that will be the top of the Bollinger Band. And so we've got a consolidation breakout level that we can look at before we make our next big stab up to this level around here. Now, obviously, there is another level above here, which is 0.8 of a cent. The longer we spend in here, I think the better, because this doesn't trade all that much really, because it's not on major exchanges. It's on Gate.io and it trades okay on there. You can see it's actually 1.3 million at the moment, which is quite high for this coin. It doesn't really do that very often, but despite it not trading sometimes with an enormous amount of volume, it's held this range really well. So there's people unwilling to sell it, maybe they're underwater, I don't know, and there's people definitely buying it as well. So there are implications of buying a coin which is only on a few exchanges, a handful of exchanges, small ones as well, which is that one day maybe it might get launched on at least things like Kucoin and maybe the holy grail of Binance. God knows if it'll ever go onto Coinbase. These things are all highly speculative, things you can't even write into a chart. But on a chart basis, it looks pretty good. So we've come back into what is the middle zone, this buy zone territory really, for those who want to think about buying. Obviously, we've been chatting this for a little while. We look at it occasionally on the live stream as well, but I've been looking at it periodically since the entry point around here. So I'm very pleased with the way that it's held up throughout all of this madness. Some coins really do not have this kind of resilience, and this one really does. And it leads me to believe that when this finally does break out, and let's just say that this is the support, this is like a descending triangle formation. We do these now, don't we? Just for the clickbait. But if we were to say, let's just say we break out somewhere around in February, which looks relatively likely. Let's just say we break out mid-February. It pushes us up to essentially these zones over here, which is a flat cent, right? Our cent zone. That makes a lot of sense as well. Obviously it just makes 1 cent, but it makes a lot of sense as well in the other term. Which is a flat level. People love flat levels. If we could end up moving up to a cent and then flipping that to a support, like we did with half a cent, this would be a nice building block, and this could end up being one of those coins that ends up doing a turbo rally. Do you know what I mean? For the moment, we're brewing a U shape around here. You could almost call it a cup in handle, really, couldn't you? It is a cup in handle kind of vibe. There's your cup, there's your handle, and this would likely sort of move right up. So this is bullish in many ways. First of all, it's bullish because of its resilience. Secondly, it's bullish because of its formation. Other than that, it's bullish because it never got a death cross. There's so many lines on here, I wouldn't even. It makes no sense for what I'm talking about, but you can see what I'm talking about. Cup in handle, resilience, consolidation, breakout to a cent, previous flipping of major support, major resistances to supports. Maybe that would happen around about 7 or 8 or hopefully even 1 cent. So there's a lot of reasons on this daily chart to be relatively optimistic about it. Let's take it down to a 4-hourly chart, see how we look over here. So yeah, this looks more of an accumulation to me. So we've got our death cross followed by a golden cross followed by a death cross. A lot of the time when you see this, it's the second golden cross that has the biggest impact, and so that's what we'll be looking to see, and we'll definitely get one of those if we remain above this buy zone, the bottom buy zone here, which is 0.6 of a cent. That would incur the golden cross, the second one of the accumulation phase, and that would likely be all we need to push it out of the consolidation and maybe even out the accumulation and into a bullish formation, and up towards that 1 cent zone. So it sounds very crazy. Sounds madness, but we've traded a lot of shitcoins since the summer, and this has been one of the ones that's held up best. So VRA outperformed both this and Bepro. Bepro is the ultimate shitcoin, really, that's not really done anything yet. So don't leave me too many nasty comments. It's not done anything yet. It was a shitcoin. These are the 3 shitcoins that we were focusing on the way down to try and get bottom entries. VRA did outperform all 3 of these, but this one I'm most bullish on because of the way that it's not just gone up and it's still 100% profit from the entry point, but it's never actually faltered and broken down. This actually hasn't broken down, and so for that reason alone, this one is brewing considerable power, and I think it's one of those coins which is under the radar for most people. Probably because they don't trade on Gate.io, and I think it's on OKX as well. Yeah, it is. They're the only 2 real exchanges that it trades on, and I think that might be part of the reason that it's that people aren't really talking about it or trading it, or you don't see tweets about it or this, that, and the other. But I think it is under our noses all this time. I mean, obviously on this channel we've spoken about it, we've traded it, we've probably got a fair bit of it, and we're expecting more from it. Not just because of blind hopium, but because of the way this chart is presenting. Like I say, all those things that I've just mentioned look pretty good to me, and they do. And let's just face it, we're not looking for it to moon straight up to $1 billion a coin. We are looking for it to have a nice constructive rally like the one it did before. And if that's the case, then yeah, that would be my preference. Because that way it will go up, it should hold, it will maybe consolidate by 40% in a nice fashion, in a nice orderly fashion, and then do the same kind of behavior again. Look, I like this, alright? I'm sorry, but I do. If you don't have a Gate.io account or an OKX account, I mean, I don't trade OKX, but there are opportunities on those exchanges that you don't get on any other, because they're there first, then they move on to other exchanges, then they get traded with higher volume, and then from there, if they pass the test, they go to something like Binance or whatever. So this is one of the only ones that I trade on Gate.io, and I'm proud to say that I do. So links in the description below if you want one of those accounts. Well, it's only for Gate.io, like I say, and you'll get kickback from your trading fees if you use that link, and that'll be kickback for life. I think it's 20%. So yeah, set yourself an account up if you're interested. Like I say, there's no guarantees, but when it comes to charts that we've been looking at over a longer period of time, even in the short term, this is pretty awesome, I have to say, and I do expect considerable moves, steps up in a nice orderly fashion, and maybe it will get accepted on larger exchanges, and that will really cause some extreme moves for it. So let's enjoy the pump. Let's sit back and relax. I'm pretty confident in the way that this is shaping up. It's consistent, it's neat, it's tidy, and I'm not even worried in the slightest. I would, of course, be worried if we started closing below 0.5 cent, obviously. But we've not done that. And in fact, every time we've tested it, we've had an extremely good reaction from it. Bang, all the way up to the top of the range. And then yesterday we hit it again, and we've come almost beyond the center of the range already. So pretty good stuff. I like it. Let's keep it going. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.